en San Croix, viviendo la vida como si se va a acabar hoy. Yo, tranquilo en la mía es que estoy. El Richard Zafiro, Dios me los bendiga, mis hijos no nacerá otro como Floyd. Las baby le llegan, los míos al día no le falta nada. Las guaguas son negras, están todas blindadas. Tú ronca allá afuera, aquí tú no eres nada. Porque mi tiempo me vale dinero, no te asustes si te enseño todos los ceros. La vida me bendijo porque me mero, soy mi jefe,
Inside the show. And now your host, Justin Allegri.
Hello there, baseball fans. Let's recap what went down around the league on Wednesday. Starting in the AL West, the Tigers combined to give up just 5 hits as they grabbed the win against the visiting Athletics 2-1. As of right now, the Tigers are in 4th place in the AL Central, 12.5 games back. And the Athletics sit in 4th place in the American League West. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Angels combined for 10 hits as a team as they defeated the visiting Yankees 6-3. It was their 5th straight victory. As of today, the Angels are atop the American League West. They have a 4.5 game cushion. And the Yankees are leading the American League East. They are more than 10 games ahead of 2nd place. The Houston Astros held the opposition at bay with only 4 hits as they sank the Mariners 8-0. In the standings, the Mariners sit in 3rd place in the American League West Division, 19 games out of 1st, while the Astros are 2nd in the division, but they currently lead the AL wildcard race. The Texas Rangers got 11 hits overall as they bested the visiting Rockies 3-2. Entering the day's action, the Rangers are in last place in the AL West. They're over 20 games out of 1st. And the Rockies sit in last place in the National League West Division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. The Blue Jays starting pitcher, number 67, got his 3rd win this season as the Blue Jays claimed the win over the Orioles 5-3. As of right now, the Blue Jays are in 4th place in the AL East. They're over 20 games out of 1st. And the Orioles are at the bottom of the division. They're over 20 games out of 1st. Chris Sale grabbed his 13th win overall this year, helping lead the Red Sox to a win over the Rays 2-1. He is currently among the AL leaders in strikeouts. Heading into the day, the Rays are in 3rd place in the AL East. They're 17.5 games out of 1st. And the Red Sox are 2nd in the division, but they currently hold a spot in the AL wildcard race. The Chicago White Sox knocked out 10 hits as a team as they walked off to the extra inning win over the Pirates 3-2. As of today, the White Sox are leading the Central Division, a sizable 7 games ahead of 2nd. And the Pirates are in last place in the NL Central, 18 games out of 1st. Eliezer Hernandez earned win number 7 this season as the Royals got the victory over the Indians 5-1. At the start of the day, the Royals sit in last place in the American League Central Division, 18 games out of 1st. And the Indians are 2nd in the division. They're 7 games back. The Twins knocked out 12 hits as a team as they crushed the Cubs 10-4. In the standings, the Twins are in 3rd place in the AL Central, 8 games out of 1st, while the Cubs sit in 4th place in the National League Central Division, 9 games back. Kyle Lewis smacked a home run and drove in 3 as the Mets were winners over the Marlins 8-3. Entering the day's action, the Mets are in 1st place in the NL East. They have a small game-and-a-half advantage over 2nd. And the Marlins are at the bottom of the division, 19 games out of 1st. The Nationals totaled 11 hits as they defeated the visiting Fightin' Phils 5-3. As of today, the Nationals are in 2nd place in the NL East, only a game and a half back. And the Phillies are 4th in the division, 5.5 back. The Cincinnati Reds pitched well, allowing only 3 hits as they got the best of the visiting Redbirds 5-1. At the start of the day, the Reds are atop the NL Central. They have a 3-game cushion. And the Cardinals are 2nd in the division, 3 games back. The Arizona Diamondbacks put together 10 total hits as they bested the visiting Padres 4-3. Heading into the day, the Diamondbacks are in 3rd place in the NL West. They're 17.5 games out of 1st, while the Padres are 2nd in the division, only a game and a half back. The Dodgers combined to allow only 4 hits as they took down the visiting Braves 2-1. As of right now, the Dodgers are in 1st place in the NL West. They have a small game-and-a-half advantage over 2nd, while the Braves sit in 2nd place in the National League East Division, only a game and a half back. Josh Hader got his 6th win of the year out of the bullpen, helping lead the Brewers past the Giants 2-1. As of today, the Giants are in 4th place in the NL West. They're over 20 games out of 1st. And the Brewers are in 3rd place in the NL Central, 4.5 games back. As always, thanks for tuning in. That's all we've got this morning. Enjoy the games later today, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey. Whoa. 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 Now I'm switching up my energy. My enemies feel like I got hundreds of them. No love for me. Y'all ain't in the streets. Y'all just in the street. Y'all fake ministry. Y'all just sin and preach. No deal, I like the breach. I call up my lawyer like, never mind. They playing with all of these this is money, but never mind. I could probably never rhyme and still be $1 million up. I only spend money on her if I know she the truth, just to keep it a buck. You play with me once and you dumped. The that I say when I'm done. You know I'm ignorant, I'm at my house party acting. Telling my guests that I don't use it. Then turn around and I do it again. Act like a saint, who am I to pretend? Asking the Lord to forgive all my sins with my fingers crossed behind my back with a grin. I sin. I feel like the Bucks. I win. Again and again. Now they telling their friends. I don't know who my friends, they like to pretend.
Please leave your name and phone number after the beep.
They couldn't see me going very far. Now I be overseas with the mob. I get paid when I pass a bar, but I got no love for the law.
Daytime baseball here on MLB Network. Today, the third and final game in this 3-game series between the Oakland A's and the Detroit Tigers. Alongside Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, and guys, the Tigers are looking to break out the brooms here at home.
No doubt they will be absolutely focused. You want to steal a sweep from your rivals any chance you can. And I got to be honest, this is probably bigger for the fans than the players playing in this one. Huge bragging rights at stake.
Matt Manning gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, you take a look at that ERA. That's a little bloated right now. This guy's a better pitcher than that, but he hasn't been real consistent. One good game, one bad game. I think what he needs to do, if he can string together 3 or 4 good quality games in a row, that ERA will start creeping back down. He definitely needs to start pitching a lot better than he has up to this point, and it'll be interesting to see if he can turn it around in this one.
So, fellas, these Tigers, as they begin play here today, 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Hey, Matty V, we're taking a look at a team right here, D-Roll. Through 5 games of this homestand, they're 3-2. I know they were expecting more, but they'd like to win this one here today and get that up to 4-2 on this homestand.
Yeah, this is an important one right here. You don't want to go 500 first 6 games, especially at home. On the road, you can deal with it. At home, this is a must-win.
The 1-1. And there's a line drive base hit to left field.
Nice piece of hitting right there. When you're facing a young blood on the mound, young starting pitcher, you want to get him into the stretch as quick as possible. You want to see how he handles the moment, see if maybe you can run on him. A lot of things going to open up with this next at bat.
Standing in now, Tony Kemp, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. The batting average down in the low 210s. 15 long balls and 34 driven in. Oh, 1, here's the pitch. And there are our umpires for this one. Working balls and strikes will be Mr. Darryl Parker.
Hey, not a very big strike zone, but a strike zone that kind of moves around a little bit too much for my liking.
Yeah, Dan, I know there's not a clear scouting report with Darryl. I'll tell you what, you're going to know in the first 2 innings where he's going to be.
Count is 1-2 now. Changes up on him, but that's in the dirt for a ball.
Flip a coin right here with this next pitch. After throwing 2 fastballs to get ahead, he's been able to lay off both those off-speed pitches. Looks like he's seeing it pretty good.
Working for the punch-out and the offering. And he wasn't going to hit that one with an or. The strikeout, and there's 1 gone.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman. Pitch in the dirt, and that scoots right on by. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch.
And I think that's the case of the pitcher being a little too preoccupied with the speed at first. He lost focus on making the pitch and throws an absolute scud. The irony, of course, is the runner's now on second, and he didn't even have to steal.
Andres, the runner at second with one away. A ball and a strike to count to Matt Chapman.
Hey, I still believe in my heart the best pitch is a well-executed fastball down and away, and that's exactly what that is. He swings at that. That's off the end of the bat. That's not hard contact at all, and that's an easy out for the defense.
Here comes the 1-2. Lined into right, a base hit. And now this is thrown wildly, just getting it into the infield. And they won't risk it at third, so they're at the corners now with only one away.
Matty, that's a surprising pitch right there. I don't understand after blowing a fastball by him, he would speed his bat up with off speed.
Yeah, redemption after being late, right on time with the off-speed pitch next. That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. Great chance to drive in a run here in the early going. Ball two.
2-0 count, runners at the corners. You can bet he's looking for something to drive right here. There's a good chance he gets something to hit, too.
Now a swinging bunt, but it's foul, strike one. Swing and a miss at a ball tailing out of the zone, 2-2. With two strikes now and a runner at first, do you go for the strikeout or you're still looking for the double play ball?
Good time to try to put the ball down in the strike zone. You could either get a strikeout or a potential double play ball.
And it's up to a 3-2 full count now.
Well, you don't see it all that often, but this might be a good time for a 3-2 change. If he can locate it, it's nearly impossible to hit.
Now the payoff pitch home. Fly ball out to straightaway right. Catch is made here in right, and here comes the runner from third. And he will score on the sacrifice fly as he's in with our first tally of the ball game.
Great job there by this power hitter. Known for driving the ball out of the ballpark. Does the job right there with the sac fly and brings the run home.
First pitch on its way as he'll chase one up around the letters here for strike one. Really tied him up on that one.
Yikes, he kind of looked clueless on that swing right there, Matt. If I'm pitching, I'm going right back to that same pitch.
The 0-1 on its way.
1-1. He's not having his best outing in this one, and I think that curveball is part of the reason why. He couldn't get on top of that one, and that's not the first time that's happened.
The 1-1 home. Hit hard on the ground to short, and that's through for a hit.
That's a grind pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate, and this batter's able to fight and keep his hands inside this baseball and drive it for a knock. Impressive.
So now it's Mark Canha as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball one.
This is exactly the situation you drew up from an offensive standpoint. Good pitcher on the mound, but you got a chance to bury him early in this one.
Ready with the 1-0. And that one misses badly. It's ball two.
has to be a challenge pitch coming up here. He probably doesn't want to flirt with loading the bases.
The 2-0. Lined hard to center field. And that's in there. Base hit. Now a long throw home. And not in time as the run scores.
Hey, this pitcher better make an adjustment. That's a lot of loud contact. That's 4 bullets in the first inning to open up this game.
Brown.
At the plate now, Seth Brown, as the fastball is swung on and missed. Good location down at the knees for strike 1.
I think this inning could have far-reaching effects in this game. They're really making him work, and unless he dials it in, it's probably going to limit how deep he goes into this game.
Ball and a strike. Hot shot on the ground to short. Fielded cleanly. He'll go to Scope at second for the force out, and that ends the inning. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. The A's lead this one 2-0. Sean Manaea will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
One of the things that jumps out if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down, try to limit the amount of hits. He's had a rough go of that so far this year. Let's see if he can turn it around in this one.
And stepping in, Bob Montes. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Now here's the pitch. To the left side, but it's well foul. Sinker on the inside, and that's a strike. Manaea has compiled over 600 innings of work in his major league career and sports an ERA right around the major league average at just over 4. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out.
Pretty textbook pitching right there. Jump ahead in the count 0-2 and then start working outside the zone. Easier said than done, but that's the way you do it.
In now, Victor Reyes. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. And Dan Dero, these A's, as they begin play here this afternoon, they dropped another one last time out, and in fact, they've won just twice in their last 8 tries.
Yeah, Matty, they lost last game only by 1 run. Those are the tough ones. But I'm sure they've looked at the film, made a few adjustments, and let's see if they can give a better effort today.
Runs up and gets this one down. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
Batting third.
And now a look at the hometown Tigers starting lineup in this one. Dero, what's the word on this lineup as they go for the series sweep?
Well, Matt, this lineup finds themselves down 2 runs. Nothing crazy. Everyone relax. Stay within the game plan. Find a way to execute and get 1 run on the board and get back in this.
Here's the catcher, Wilson Ramos. Now the pitch.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. 1-2 to the Tigers catcher.
Yeah, Matty, you see the same pitch 3 times in a row and you find yourself down 1-2 in the count. your head starts to get on a swivel here. Is he coming back with it 4 times, or do I have to sit on something else?
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Down in order go the Tigers. They trail it here 2-0. All set for the start of the inning, and next to hit is the catcher, Austin Allen.
For me, this is an important add-on inning here. Their little lead is cute. I like it, but keeping the pressure on, building that lead, that's how you bury someone.
And now the first pitch. The 1-0 home. Fouled off. Here's the 1-1. Today's contest is, of course, the finale of the series, and the home side has dominated so far. They've got the opportunity to complete the sweep with a win in this one.
You know, and it's not an easy thing to complete a sweep, particularly in this day and age where the games and the teams are so competitive. So a sweep at home would be extra special.
The Tigers do, of course, trail by a couple of runs already, so they're going to have to work from behind to earn the sweep.
Sweeps aren't easy to do at this level, particularly with the competition being so stiff. They're down a couple of runs early, but there's a lot of baseball left, and the way they're playing right now, this game's far from over.
Pulled toward right center field. In comes the center fielder. He gets there to make the play for the first out of the inning.
Batting 9, the left fielder.
All right, guys, here's a defensive alignment for the Detroit Tigers. And guys, the thing I want you to take a look at today is in today's game, the new age, everyone wants to move around. This manager does not like to shift a lot. Maybe a step to your right or left, but there's a lot of trust that the pitchers are going to execute. So let's see how it works out for them in this one.
And that brings up Chad Pinder, as he'll come up empty there as he misses the off-speed pitch for strike 1. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2.
Man, when you're struggling at the plate, that pitcher smells blood in the water. He's coming right after you, trying to end it quick.
1 out, nobody on. Now a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the second.
He's looking a lot sharper and has settled in here in the second inning. It'd be hard not to, because that first inning was pretty much a mess. But I give him credit for letting it go and making some really good adjustments.
So Elvis Andrus the next to bat. And that misses for ball 1. He singled to open up the ball game. Here it comes now to Andrus. Below the zone, a swing and a miss. Lifted down the line in left. Left fielder giving chase. Into the corner, he makes the catch to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. They're up 2-0. Leading off the inning, it'll be Jonathan Scope, and they could use a spark from him here.
The second baseman, Jonathan Scope.
And now the first pitch. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
Batting 5th.
All right, guys, here's how the Oakland A's are lining up defensively. And diving into the numbers on this team, the one thing that jumps off the page is the fact that these guys can flat play D. The highest fielding percentage in the league. Something to focus on today when you're watching this one.
And that'll bring up the veteran Miguel Cabrera. as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. The average right at 280 coming in. 11 home runs and 32 driven in. Takes this the other way to right. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
Nothing fires me up more than watching an offensive player stay inside a baseball and drive it the other way.
Third baseman, Jamer Candelario.
The next batter is Jamer Candelario, as he'll take a good look at a curveball that sweeps right across the zone in there for the first strike. He enters play with an even 50 RBIs to this point. He's set. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Center fielder on the run. He gets there, and that's the second out.
Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Renato Nunez.
And here's Renato Nunez. He's hitting .333 in the series, 2 for 6. First offering. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. Unable to find the zone with the slider.
Boy, that's a nasty breaking ball right there. Backdoor slider, just missed the corner. As they say, that's a Hall of Fame pitch.
Down the first baseline, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. One left for Detroit. They're still down. It's 2-0. So stepping in is Tony Kemp. He went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Kemp is a guy you have to keep an eye on in the batter's box. He's definitely been known to drop down a bunt from time to time. That's something he's really good at.
And in today's game, Matty, this is such a lost art. I know you love this one. Guy dropping a drag bunt down for a knock, putting him up, putting him down, getting down to first base line. Definitely sets the tone for the team. Leadoff single to start the third right now. From an offensive standpoint, keep the aggressive at-bats happening. Keep the pressure on the defense. Everything's looking good right now.
And that'll bring in Matt Chapman as he'll watch one miss down and in for a ball. 1-0. Not close. It's 2-0. From the belt, the pitch. Popped up. Ramos is under it. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
Now batting, the first baseman, Matt Olson.
And that'll bring up Matt Olson. From the belt, the pitch. And this one's in the dirt. And no advance. It's ball one. The 1-0 pitch. Lays off the fastball away, and it's 2-0. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
If I'm in the box right now, I'm coming unglued. He is going to throw something over the heart of the plate.
Here it is, the 3-0. Finds the zone, strike one.
Not the ideal location for a changeup up in the zone, but he got away with it.
Kemp, a runner at first with one gone in the inning. And that misses, ball four. So it's first and second now with only one away.
Now batting, number 22.
Couple of runners on base with one down. And up next will be Ramon Laureano. Now here's the first offering. Sends that one out of play for strike one. Runners are at first and second with one away. Changeup gets him out in front for strike two.
Man, as a pitcher, you have to love pitching 0-2. Multiple ways, up, down, in and out, throw the breaking ball. A lot of different ways to get guys out.
Nothing in two count, and the pitch. He takes strike three called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are two away.
Runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down in the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously, the double play is more efficient, but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
Stepping in now, Mark Canha, as he'll take a breaking ball in off the plate for ball one. A base hit in his first trip. The 1-0 home.
That's ball two.
What a great opportunity to come through right here. 2-0 count, runners on base, find something middle of the plate and let it rip.
Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Rising fastball, then it catches the zone for a strike.
Even though it's early on in this one, anytime you get runners in scoring position, you'd like to knock them in.
The 2-1.
Inside, ball three.
2 on, 2 out with a base open here. As a pitcher, you have to be awful careful. You just don't want to groove something here and give this guy a pitch that he can hit one out of the park on.
Ready with the 3-1. Just behind the fastball there. 2 strikes now.
Hey, usually the second time through the order, you start seeing an incorporation of some more off-speed stuff. But this guy's locating, feeling really good about his fastball. 2 back-to-back.
Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. And another foul ball. The next 3-2. Fouled away. The next 3-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts keep him out of danger. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Here's Robbie Grossman. His career numbers against Manaea. He's gone 4 for 9.
The left fielder, Robbie.
First delivery to him.
Grossman.
As he'll go after a hard sinker that time and falls behind 0-1. And there's ball 1.
The offense better get it going right here because they certainly can tell from their dugout this guy is carrying himself with a presence out on the mound. He's got feel for all his pitches.
Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Center fielder giving chase. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Batting ninth, the right fielder, Harold Castro.
Next up is Harold Castro. He drove in the other of their 2 runs last night. First pitch of the AB now. Tried to check it, and it's 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Sent on the ground out to second. He's right there, and quickly there are 2 away.
Up next to the Tigers, the shortstop, Bob Montez.
Up next, Bob Montez struck out in his last trip to the plate. Here's the first pitch. Well thrown sinker that time, down but in the strike zone. A swing and a ground ball to third. Chapman's got it. And the off-balance throw is right there for the third out, and a high degree of difficulty on that one as the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Detroit. They trail things here 2-0. Back from Comerica Park in Detroit as we send it down to Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, I talked to manager Bob Melvin during the break about his thoughts on the A's hitters to this point. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. It's still pretty early in the game, but they've seen a lot of pitches already, and he thinks the 2 runs they've pushed across so far is just the beginning, given the quality of the at-bats they're putting together.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. So now into the box is Seth Brown as we begin the top of the 4th.
The designated hitter, Seth Brown.
And now the first pitch. Grounded to the right. And that is through into right field for a single.
Now batting, the catcher, Austin Allen.
The batter will be Austin Allen. In the dirt here, and a nice job keeping it close. It's ball 1. Brown on at first, nobody out. And here's a fastball that's nowhere near the zone. It's 2-0 now. And he tried to hold up that time. We'll get an appeal down to third, and no swing. It's ball 3. The 3-0.
4-seam heater right down the middle. I would have thought he popped a clutch on that pitch.
Set. Here's the 3-1, and he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
So now to the plate, Chad Pinder struck out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, and he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Got to find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. High in the air down the right field line. Castro is there to put it away for out number 1.
Good read there at second base to know he could make it to third on the flyout. Now he's only 90 feet away with 1 out.
So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Elvis Andrus. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. 0-1 the count. Ground ball sent back up the middle. And that'll get by into center field for a base hit. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run's in to score from third. It's a 3-0 game.
The batter, number 5, second baseman, Tony Kemp.
To the plate now, Tony Kemp. Swing and a drive to right. There it goes. Gone. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field. Home run number 16 for him on the year. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
This is just one of those parks where the ball seems to jump off the bat a lot more during the day. This is the first one of the day, but we might see a few more before this one's over.
Now here comes the Tigers skipper up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to motion for the bullpen, as that'll be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll exit here this afternoon to a smattering of boos after what can be described as really a subpar performance. Julio Teheran answers the call from the pen here in the fourth, as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from the starter.
Third baseman.
So now to the plate, Matt Chapman, as he'll take a look at ball one. A hit in 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ball game. The 1-0. Misses, ball 2.
When you're down 6 on the mound, you got to at least throw strikes here.
4 runs here in this half inning. 3-0 now. And he misses ball 4. So he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
Up next for Oakland, the first baseman.
Stepping in once again is Matt Olson. Career numbers against Julio Teheran. He's hitless in 6 tries. Has a look, now the pitch. As the first pitch sinker misses to him, it's ball 1. And a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1.
Well, he's following the code not to miss down and into a lefty. Everything on the outer half of the plate.
The 1-1 is strike 2 swinging.
Wow, great pitch right there, right? Changing speeds. How about that straight changeup? How about that swing? Howdy, if you're waving at me.
And that's high for a ball. It's 2-2.
Hey, if you're going to throw a pitch like that to this guy, that's right where you want to miss. Any lower, and he'll probably make you pay for it.
And this pitch is foul tipped right into the glove of Ramos as he stays with it to record the strikeout.
Now batting.
2 away now in the Oakland fourth. And digging in now, Ramon Laureano. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Now the 1-1 pitch.
I know to the fans that probably looked like something good to hit, but unless you're sitting breaking ball right there, I don't care if it's middle of the plate. That's a tough pitch to pull the trigger on.
Still a ball and 2 strikes. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2.
2-2.
And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. But the big blow of the inning comes right here, a 3-run home run. Bottom of the 4th coming up. It's the A's 6 and the Tigers nothing. Ready now is Victor Reyes, and D-Row down 6 already in the early part of this ball game. What's the mentality for them as they try to work their way back?
You know what, Matty? This is where you take some prideful ABs. I've been down 6 before, and I've come back from even further down than that in some big ball games. You have to find a way to just relax and start piecing some good ABs back to back.
First pitch on its way.
1-0.
Hey, with this big a lead, you have to just pound the zone and force this team to get aggressive in the box.
And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1.
Hey, he's got great feel for that pitch right there. He can throw it anytime he wants for a strike.
Hit out towards second. Scooped up. And there's one down now.
Up next for the Tigers, the catcher, Wilson Ramos.
Next up, Wilson Ramos looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. Now here's the pitch.
Nope. Outside.
Against left-handed pitching so far this season, Ramos has a batting line residing in the 230s.
He'd be the first to tell you he's not happy with his batting average this season, but he can beat you in a variety of different ways, and he has to because he wouldn't be here otherwise.
And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
The batter, number 7, second baseman, Jonathan. Go!
So 2 outs now for the Tigers in their half of the 4th, and that'll bring up Jonathan Scope to hit next. Now here's the first offering.
Oh, that's out.
2 out, nobody on. A bouncer up the middle. Throw on to Olsen will take care of him at first, and that ends the inning. Down in order go the Tigers. They won't make a dent in a 6-0 deficit. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Mark Canha.
Number 20, Mark Canha.
Tehran sets. Here comes the first pitch. Now a check swing, but it's strike 1 anyway, says the home plate umpire. Now the Tigers have some action in the bullpen as a left-hander starts to get loose. And it's fouled away. And it's 1-2. On a good changeup, a swing and a miss, and he's set down on strikes for the 2nd time today. To the plate now is the designated hitter, Seth Brown. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Gets ahead of him here as he got him to swing over the top of this one.
In my opinion, one of the toughest pitches in the game to square up. Just a heavy sinker with good downward action.
Hit hard but foul. 1 out, nobody on. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
Regardless of the result right here, to be down 0-2 and work it back to an even count, gotta feel like it's a win for the offense.
Started to go. They'll look for the appeal down to third and ring him up, says the third base umpire. He's gone. So they do pick up the out here, but with 6 runs home against them already, it's not going to help out the team ERA by any stretch of the imagination. And as you see, they're 2 away from the bottom spot in that category. 13th best, if you will, in the AL. Next, here is Austin Allen. He'll attempt to put the ball in play for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. Now the pitch. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1.
Hey, a changeup can be a pretty good pitch on the first pitch. Kind of slow down a good fastball hitter.
Lays off the sinker here, a ball and a strike.
1-1.
Now the 1-1 pitch. To third. Right to him. Throw to first with time to spare, and the side is retired. A's are gone in order. They lead it 6-0. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, during the break, I caught up with the Tigers manager to discuss his thoughts on Detroit's offense. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said they've been chasing at pitches out of the zone all game, which obviously doesn't usually lead to good results. Until they start being more selective with their swings, he said they will continue to struggle.
All right, thanks, Heidi. And now, Miguel Cabrera. He singled in his first AB.
Yeah, guys, still the only hit in this game so far. They've been pretty well shut down. Guys on the mound have really much controlled the whole outcome up until this point.
Breaking ball below the zone. That's ball 1.
Boy, they've been just getting shut down right here. Been a while since they've even had a runner on. So I think it's time to start looking for ways to make some things happen. Drop a bunt, get up on the plate, something.
A ball and a strike to Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera, an imposing right-handed figure at 6'4" tall. He's a veteran of 19 seasons at the major league level, which is something you don't see very often.
Yeah, he has, Matty, an incredible career, and he's getting into parts unknown as far as seasons played in the 18 years in the big leagues. You'd be hard-pressed to find just your average generic player. When you start hanging around for that long, you're talking the likes of Mickey Mantle, Andy Pettit, Mike Schmidt, guys along that lines that have stayed in the game 18 years and produced.
Well, that will bring a smile to a manager's face every single time. First hitter of the inning just squares it up and bounces it over the fence. Even if it stays in the yard, that's a double either way.
Into the box, Jamer Candelario, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Flew out in his only at-bat so far. The 1-0. This one's down to third. Chapman has it cleanly. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other, 1 away.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Renato.
Next will be the designated hitter, Renato Nunez. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Now the first pitch. Hit down the third baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Cabrera leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Hey.
1-1 pitch is a sinker taken for a strike. 1 and 2. From the belt, the pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Good bite to that sinker as he gets him to swing through it for out number 2.
The left fielder,
So the
number
next
8.
to bat will be Robbie Grossman. He flew out in his last debut. First delivery to him. Hard hit towards center. Laureano able to track it down for the 3rd out. Tigers leave 1. They still find themselves down 6-zip. Now into the box, Chad Pinder. He's 0
Leading
for
off for
2
the
with a
Athletics,
strikeout in this one.
The left fielder, number 4, Chad Pinder.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Ball hit high and foul down the left field line. It's strike 1. And he lays off for ball 1. Good take there to lay off the high fastball. This is foul right side. Tehran sets. 2-2 on its way to first. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
Now batting, shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
Here's Elvis Andrus now. 2 hits and 3 at-bats for him in this one. Here it comes now to Andrus. Oh, had him chopping at that one. It's 0-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch.
The count is 1-2.
Oh, that grounder got him. Throw gets him, so they are able to get an out on an unusual play. And hopefully the pitcher's okay. And time now to see quite where that got him. And it appeared from up here at least, and his actions on the field confirm it. It looked like it got him on his drive leg, which could be problematic, of course, for him. But from the way he's trying to walk it off, I think he's going to try to continue. So here is Tony Kemp. He homered earlier and is 2 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, Matt, that last AB was a changeup that was way up in the zone, and that ball got smoked. Listen, if you're going to throw that changeup, you have to try to keep that thing at the knees or below. He can ill afford to throw waist-high to belt-high changeups.
It's 1-1 to Tony Kemp. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Lays off the slider that time. 2-1.
Hey, there's not a lot you can do with a slider breaking down and in unless you catch it way out front. I like the idea of taking it and making the pitcher bring you something a little more hittable.
And he fires a fastball now for a called strike 2. 2-2, here it is. And strike 3 called as he says, you got to be kidding me, with the side retired. 1-2-3 go the A's, but they're on top by a count of 6-0. Stepping up is Harold Castro. He'll start things out in the 6th for a lineup that really hasn't found its groove in this one.
Yeah, let's see if he can work a walk, maybe a knock, ground ball with eyes, something. Catch a gap to get this offense going. 2 hits as a team can start demoralizing your confidence. But if he can get on, start some traffic in motion, we might have something.
First pitch on the way. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Laureano is there. 1 pitch, 1 out. And with 1 away, we show you a look at where these guys sit in the current division race, and basically they're left with no hope. So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Bob Montes grounded out in his last at-bat. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And this is low, ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. A ball and a strike.
You could tell by the hitter's balance after that swing that he's seeing the ball really good. His timing is right there, and I expect him to catch something clean.
And it's 2-1 to the Tigers' leadoff hitter. Off-speed pitch misses here, and he runs it to 3-1. Looking to fade his first walk. Here it comes. Swung on, but it's pulled foul wide of third. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors in the ballgame for the Tigers. Down the third baseline. Chapman brings it in. And there are 2 away now. And definitely worth another look with our show track down. Great reaction from the hot corner to make the backhand stop, and then he unleashes that very strong throw while in the air all the way across the diamond. He's going to be smiling about that one. At the plate, Victor Reyes. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. No hits to this point. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0.
He may be down 2-0 after those first 2 pitches in this AB, but those are pitches he can feel pretty good about. They did miss by a whole lot, so it's not like he's all over the place.
Changed up on him and dropped it in for a called strike.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. And Andrus will not be able to get there. It's a base hit.
And they keep the inning alive with a base hit, but you can see that's only the 3rd hit he's given up the entire game, so he's still in total control out there.
And that'll bring up Wilson Ramos. I had him guessing that time as he's barely able to foul it away. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. The 0-1 pitch. Scorched to third. Chapman's got it. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. One left for Detroit. They won't make a dent in a 6-0 deficit. Now to the plate, here is Matt Chapman. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far.
The third baseman, Matt Chapman.
Here's the first pitch to him. As he'll get caught chasing a bad one there, it's strike one. Some action now in the Tigers bullpen as they'll get a left-hander and a right-hander up to throw. High in the air out to center field. Reyes is right there, one down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Matt Olson.
Striding in for Oakland, Matt Olson. He went down on strikes last time up. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. 1-0 count. Here it is. Lifted the other way to left center. Grossman will range to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the second out of the inning.
Now batting, number 22.
And that'll bring in Ramon Laureano. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. And now the first pitch.
Outside, that's the ball.
2 out, nobody on. Just missing here, 2-0.
He doesn't look like the same reliever right now, but listen, this is his 4th inning of work, and there aren't very many relievers that can go 4+ innings and be rock solid all the way through.
2 balls and a strike to count. Now the 2-1 pitch.
Ball, that's off the plate. Aye. Count is 3-2.
And this misses here for ball 4. Just the second walk he's issued here into his 7th inning of work.
The right fielder, number 20, Mark Canha.
Next to hit is Mark Canha. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. He's set, and the pitch.
Ball, that's inside.
I'll tell you, it's a helpless feeling for a manager or a pitching coach when your pitchers are having a really hard time throwing strikes. What are you supposed to do other than keep trying new guys until someone starts attacking the zone?
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
You never want to fall behind as a pitcher, but doing it to a guy like this is even worse. He's got to bear down and execute for the rest of this at-bat, starting right now.
And he fouls this one off. Now the 2-1 is taken high above the zone.
Yep, 3-1.
Laureano leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. And the count will be full.
Good spot for an RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from first.
Ground ball left side. Reined in. And as it turns out, the two-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. The A's strand one. They lead it 6-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and that means Jonathan Scope will get ready at the plate.
Second baseman, Jonathan. Go.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. There's a breaking ball that couldn't quite catch the inside.
Tough to lay off a breaking ball that good, but he saw it all the way.
Swing and a little tapper. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. And he popped him up. Olsen trying to get there, and this is going to wind up a foul ball. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes.
Full count.
And it's late in his afternoon of work, and the longer this at bat goes, the better chance of him making a mistake. But as a guy starts to tire, they're more likely to leave the ball up. But man, he's been good so far.
Now the payoff pitch home. Hit high and deep out to left center field. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch.
Now
had to go a long way to make that running catch, and here it is again with the show track data. Took a great angle at it, showed nice closing speed, and ended up running close to 120 feet to bring it in. No doubt that grab saved extra bases. The first baseman Miguel Cabrera stands in, as the sinker to him finds the zone for strike 1. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. And here's a curveball in the dirt that time for a ball. 1-1. Two balls and a strike to the Tigers' first baseman. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Line drive to left. And again, he's got himself a base hit. Make it 3 for 3.
Well, I think it's safe to say the ice has melted on this guy. He had been cold coming into this game, but that being his 3rd knock, I guarantee you my man's smiling on the inside.
Into the box now, Jeimer Candelario, as he'll take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1.
We're moving along into the later innings, and this guy's throwing over 60% of his first pitches for strikes. He'd like to do a little bit more, but so far, so good.
Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. Nothing in 2.
Hey, you know in the back of your mind as a batter right here, he's got that nasty sinker. I know it's 0-2, but he might not be looking for the punch out. You have to find a way as a batter to get that 2-seamer up in the zone, or you're going to ground into a double play.
And a breaking ball runs in and gets him, and I doubt there was any intent behind that.
Well, he's really been good all game long until that one. He was definitely not trying to hit a guy when he's got 2 strikes on him. It just appeared that it got away from him.
Striding forward now is the DH, Renato Nunez, and his guys are looking to erase that donut on the scoreboard with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, Matt, they've been really shut down so far in this one. They've had runners on base, but haven't been able to string anything together.
He He's set. Here it comes. As he connects on the first pitch with a fly ball to center. And that's going to fall for a base hit. And they will hold that runner over at third as he'll move up only 90 feet, but the bases are loaded with one away.
Hey, guys, I understand it right there. The third base coach has got to hold them up. They're down by a lot of runs right now. No reason to risk getting a guy thrown out at home in this situation.
Next to hit, Robbie Grossman. He's got an opportunity here in a bases-loaded situation and seems like the right man for the job.
I'd say so. He's the team leader in RBIs. Time for the right man in the right spot.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch.
Nope.
Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
Hey, this pitcher's going to have to step off the mound right here and refocus. Take a deep breath, something. Can't keep falling behind and creating traffic. It puts everybody on edge, not only himself, his defense, and especially his manager.
In there, and it's even at 1. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. And he'll make it back in safely at third. Bases are loaded with only 1 out. This one's flared off to the right side. In there, a base hit. 1 run scores. The throw home. Throw won't get him.
Not every ball's going to be hit on the screws right there. That one falls in front of the right fielder for a single. Found some green grass.
Stepping in now, Harold Castro. He offers at it and hits it in the air to left. Catch made in left. Here comes the runner for the plate. And it'll be a sac fly and an RBI as that'll cut this to a 3-run deficit now.
Great work to do a job right there. He's not a big power bat, so he was looking to get a fly ball to the outfield and give his guy at third a chance.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Bob Montes. He bounced out last time up. First pitch of the AB now, as he'll take a look at a sinker here, too low for ball 1. And we see some action in the A's bullpen now. It's both a left-hander and a righty that start to loosen up. 3 runs already home here. Breaking ball called just a bit low.
And how about the uncommon patience for the rookie in a big spot right here? These have been some tough pitches to lay off.
A wave and a miss at the 2-0 sinker, 2-1. Grounded to third. He's got it. The feed to the second baseman is a wide one. And lucky for them, the right fielder's there to back up the throw.
And as a former pitcher, I can tell you, nothing is more painful than having to get extra outs in an inning. That should have been out number 3 there. Instead, he has to refocus and get back to work.
Here comes Bob Melvin now out of the Oakland dugout. And he's going to make a move, as that's going to be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll head for the showers as he stands to win this one if the bullpen can find a way to protect his 3-run lead.
Now pitching for Oakland.
New pitcher coming on now, the right-hander Yusmeiro Petit. So next to hit is Victor Reyes. 3 across so far in the inning and another 2 out there on base.
Yeah, Matt, and this inning's really starting to get away from them on the defensive side of the ball. Stranding the rest of those guys out here feels absolutely essential for them at this point.
First pitch on the way.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Ball and no strikes. Here it is. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Scooped up and not too shabby out of the pen. Takes just 2 pitches to get the ground ball, and that ends the inning. So they pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left stranded. 8th inning coming up. The A's lead it 6-3. Derek Holland has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. New inning set to get underway, and striding forward the designated hitter, Seth Brown. Now here it comes. The Tigers entered the day looking to wrap up a big series sweep, but it's going to take some late game heroics in order to make that a reality.
Never easy to sweep any team, but this is a close one, and there's an old saying in baseball, a bloop and a blast, and if they can stay close, get a base hit, get somebody to hit one out of the ballpark, they're not out of this one yet.
Ball 1 as the changeup misses well off the inside. And for the opposition, wrapping this up and salvaging a win would at least make their trip out of here a little more pleasant.
This could be just what the doctor ordered. Nobody likes to get swept on the road, so winning this one could be big for building back team morale.
Holland's ready. 2-2 on its way. Fouled off. Another try at 2-2. Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first down.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch, and for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
In now, Austin Allen. As he'll watch one miss down and in for a ball, 1-0. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0. And it looks like a right-hander's gotten up to throw in the Tiger bullpen. 1 out, nobody on. Too high, and it's 3-0.
Well, he was definitely looking fastball here, and he got one, but that was good discipline to lay off and get himself into a 3-0 count.
Taking all the way that time, it's 3-1.
When you're hitting at the bottom of the order, you better be keyhole in the middle of the plate. You cannot allow pitches like that to go by.
Into his motion, here comes the 3-1. Fastball too high, ball 4.
The left fielder, number 4, Chad Pinder.
Now at the plate, Chad Pinder. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. First pitch of the AB now, as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Allen leads off first with 1 away. Grounded weakly down the line toward third, but this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Ready on 1 and 2. Fly ball right down the line and left. Grossman is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first.
Now batting, the shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
So the Oakland lineup turns over, and to the plate, Elvis Andrus. He's got 2 hits in 4 at-bats. Now here's the first offering. The fastball here too low. It's 1-0.
1-0.
Two out with the man at first. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. Here it comes now to Andrus.
That's a ball.
Breaking ball called just a bit low.
The count is 2-1.
He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. Fouled away. Now the 3-2 pitch. Lifted down the line in left. And foul. He's set, and the payoff pitch. Hit weakly back to the mound. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1 left for Oakland as they're unable to add to their 6-3 lead. Now it'll be Wilson Ramos. He'll see what he can do leading off the home 8.
The catcher, Wilson Ramos.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And it's fouled away. Here's the 0-1. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Here's the 0-2. And he fouls this one off. Ready with another 0-2. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. So that'll bring up Jonathan Scope. In previous matchups with Yusmeiro Petit, he's gone 2 for 5. Here's the first pitch. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he falls behind 0-2. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses. 1-2.
Got to find a way to scratch at least 1 across. You do not want to take on the monster closing the game down 3.
Here comes the 1-2. Is taken for ball 2.
We just saw a fastball right there. I would not be shocked if he tries to get this guy to go fishing right here and drops a little off-speed pitch in the dirt.
Cutter, and it doesn't make it back. 3-2.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and the next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
1 out, nobody on. Oh, and he struck him out as well, so he's carving right through the heart of this lineup as there are 2 away now. J.B. Wendelken enters here looking to get the final out before the 9th inning.
Cabrera. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Athletics.
Next up for Detroit,
Number
Miguel
57.
Cabrera. 2 away here in the 8th, and time's running out on him, Danny.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of outs left to work with, so it's time for someone to make something happen if they're going to get back into this thing.
First pitch on its way. And that's by him. It's 0-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Well off the inside that time as the sinker misses for a ball. One pitch coming now to Cabrera.
Nope, inside, ball 2. Ball 3.
Jamer Candelario would be next. The 3-1 pitch. And he misses ball 4. So he comes out of the bullpen and immediately walks the first man he faces.
Now back. The third baseman.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out. And into bat next, it'll be Jamer Candelario. From the stretch. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time. A runner on first with 2 away. That's wide, 2-0.
Well, you see this a lot. A guy comes out of the bullpen throwing bullets, but he has a tough time finding the zone. Trust me, velocity is a great weapon if the hitters are tempted to swing.
3-0 to him now. He's set, now the pitch.
Hey! Down to 3-1.
Fouled off.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. Lots of possible outcomes on this pitch.
He got him. Lively fastball that time, and it puts an end to the inning. Tigers leave 1. They're still doubled up. It's 6-3. Bo Burrows enters from the pen to start the 9th inning as he'll try to keep the score right where it is heading to the bottom of the 9th. Digging in will be Tony Kemp. He'll try and lead things off here in inning number 9.
Tony Kemp.
He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Off we go in the 9th as the first pitch misses for ball 1. In his career, Kemp brings a batting average in the low 220s to the table.
You know, Matty, I know his career batting average jumps off at the page, but this guy can help a roster in a lot of different ways. He brings value to the manager on a daily basis.
Take a look at this again in slow motion. He tracks this thing all the way, gets his hands quickly to the zone, and just rips it down the left field line, just how they draw it up.
To the plate now, Matt Chapman, fouled away. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Ready with the 0-1.
Ball, that's out.
Kemp aboard here at first with nobody out. There's a ball ripped toward the gap in left center. Kemp rounds third and is digging for the plate. And he's safe at the plate as it's now 7-3.
Well, this is a lesson for all those pitchers out there. When you allow the leadoff man on base, it always comes back to haunt you. With no outs, I thought they might hold the runner at third, but they send him anyway, and the run scores.
Into the box, Matt Olson, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. And it's fouled away. A runner at second, nobody out. Drilled on the ground to short, right to him. Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
Now batting, number 22.
Striding in is Ramon Laureano. It was a walk in his last trip. From the belt, kicks and deals, and he fouls this one off. Comes set, and the 0-1. Hit on the ground out to short. Reined in. And there's out number 2.
The right fielder, number 20, Mark Canha.
Next up for the A's, Mark Canha, runner in scoring position with 2 gone. First pitch on the way. No balls and a strike to count. 2 out here and a runner at second. Yanked the slider across that time, laid off for a ball. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1.
Hey, after those 2 breaking balls missed, you have to be sitting on a fastball right here.
Now the 2-1. High and deep down the left field line. Grossman will reach out with one hand to make the catch on the move, and that ends the inning. A's have to settle for just the 1. Bottom part of the order, 7, 8, and 9 due up in the bottom of inning number 9. It's the A's 7 and the Tigers 3. Trevor Rosenthal comes on to work now, and he's their usual closer, but this is obviously not a save opportunity.
Yeah, and this is all about just getting him some work, guys. He hasn't a chance to come in and close the game out for several days now, so they're just hoping they can keep him sharp and give him the chance to pitch in a real game situation here.
From the stretch, here's the pitch. Renato Nunez is in to start things out as he swings and misses at that one at strike 1. Yeah, we see a lefty and a right-hander start to loosen up in the bullpen. Now the 0-1. And that misses 1-1. Rosenthal is a guy known for his lights-out stuff. He tends to rack up strikeout numbers at a very high rate. However, he does at times get wild. Walks have come back to bite him on more than one occasion.
You know, it's not uncommon, Matty V, for a relief pitcher to come in with really good stuff. And it seems like he's either really hit and miss. He'll rack up a lot of strikeouts, but if he's not quite on, he'll also rack up a lot of base on balls. And that can cause a pitching coach and a manager to really start to pull their hair out.
Here comes the 1-2. Is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Adam Kolarek is forced onto the mound now following the injury. And now in the box, Robbie Grossman. His prior history versus
fielder.
This arm, he's
Robbie
2 for 3.
Grossman.
First pitch on its way. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
You got to go into battle mode after falling down 0-2 and find a way to work yourself back to even.
Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. On the ground to the right side. Throw on to first to be in time, and now the Tigers are down to their final out.
Now batting, right fielder, Harold Castro.
Next, it'll be Harold Castro, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. Last breath for the Tigers. And he gets strike 3 called to end it here, and with that, this one is over.
You might think it's just another win, but it's awfully hard to win in this game, especially on the road. But they find a way to get it done, and they should be very happy with this performance.
And this afternoon's game ends 7-3. The Oakland A's jumped out to an early lead in the first and never looked back. Sean Manaea earns win number 7 on the season. Matt Manning struggled and gets the loss after giving up 6 earned. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian, we all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
Here now is our final line score this afternoon. First, for the victorious Athletics, 7 runs on 10 hits. 1 error, they left 8 runners on base. For the Tigers, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors, they left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 16 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.